Welcome everybody to the first in a new series of Pros Pro Bono Meets the Volunteers. We've just finished the first season of 10 Meet the Clients interviews. So now I wanted to change focus a little bit and get some perspective from the people who make the program what it is. And who better to start off with than Claudia Brauer, who is universally known as the grandmother or grandma of the program and has been one of the very, very most active and most productive and helpful people in the entire program. So welcome to the show, Claudia.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. Those kind words, oh, they get to my heart. Thank you very much. I'm very, very honored to be here.
As the first guest, of course. So tell us a little bit.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit, if you can, about in a brief format about your translation career begin with, so that everybody knows exactly where you're coming from.
Well, as you said, I'm a grandma, so that gives away my age. And I've been in the translation and interpreting context, industry or profession for over 45 years. So that gives my age even more. And I've worked in South America and in the United States mainly with a lot of European clients also. My career spans 45 years. I started when I was translating with a typewriter, and we used glossaries. We didn't have glossaries. We had dictionaries, which were books, and all our research had to be done in libraries. So if we needed to research something, we had to go to the library physically. And if we needed a professional, we had to actually call the professional. So that's the world I came into. I also am an interpreter, and I'm a simultaneous interpreter, so both consecutive and simultaneous. I've worked extensively with 500 companies at least, and Fortune 500 too, and small moms and pops. And I've done a lot of individual work, and I've worked as a self-promoted a guru, if you may, of translation and interpreting. And so I've been both in both worlds, both the person working alone at home, trying to make a living for my kids, and the big shot translator in one of the most prestigious companies in the world. So I know both worlds, and I therefore it gives me a little bit of context and a lot of information of where all translators are coming from. I understand what technology has done to us, how to adapt to it, how to adapt to a changing world. So I would say that I have 45 years of experience in failing and not failing, in doing things again and again, and in a changing world. And I would, if anybody could say what is the main thing that he would tell young people coming in, or even older people in the profession, is adapt. That's the key to our profession, is adapt.
And you're a great example of that because you've kept up to date and indeed are now teaching and training about the most cutting edge technologies. AI holds no secrets for you. Okay.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So that's a wealth of experience. But I also believe, because you come from Colombia originally and you're now based in Florida. That's right, yeah?
Yes.
You also have a wealth of experience as a volunteer. Is that just in translation or across different sectors?
No, I have worked as a project manager. I have worked as a outreach assistant. I have worked as a translator, as an interpreter, and as a counselor for mental health at one point. So it's been the whole array that I can get my hands on, basically depending on my time, because I started obviously when we didn't have internet. It's in person, but as soon as there was internet, I started working as a volunteer online, which is my preferred way of volunteering nowadays.
Of course. And what has inspired you then to give so many hours, weeks, months, years to volunteering?
have a great pleasure in what I receive. I say that I do volunteering because that's what fills me in. It's not so much what I give, but what I receive in terms of my being part of a greater part of the world, not just who I am as an individual, but who I am as a in the community, how I am part of larger than myself communities. How I do believe, I don't remember right off the top of my head, but it's my favorite quote that, a small group of people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that has ever worked in changing the world. And I totally believe in that quote because it's this small groups of people when we get together to do a specific project, not to do things in the air that are but specific to translate a book that's going to change the lives of all women in the third world who have this problem. That is what really is my passion because I know that I am part of a larger community, that I am contributing positive things to the world. I do believe in energies. I'm one of those people who believes in energy. So I believe in putting out good energies into the world because I do believe that good energies come back to us, on if not to me, to my children and grandchildren.
Fantastic. No, that's a great philosophy of volunteering in general. So let's get specific. You've been involved with this Pros Pro Bono program pretty much since the beginning. What do you find is interesting about joining this program in comparison, for example, with all the other programs that you've been part of? What do you get out of working with this one? Because it takes up, I can see, a lot of your time now. What makes it different, if you will, from other programs that you're involved with?
I would say, Andrew, that it's you. I know that this sounds horrible in this context, like if we had planned it and we have not planned it. But it's the fact that you have made it your mission, and I can see that, to really be an element of transformation for the world wherever we can. And the fact that you are so dedicated to the cause of breaking language barriers, whatever it takes to do that in the places where it's most needed. That's, I would say, in the places that's most needed, to take this language barrier, breaking down the language barrier for real in places where otherwise those individuals would not have access to either the services or the knowledge or the perspectives or the people that that they need because they don't know or others don't know of their existence. So this bringing together, putting together people in this passionate phase. I would say, because I'm a passionate person, the fact that pros pro bono, and I've seen it in all our volunteers, is the passion. It's really, we are engaged with the program. We really believe in what we are doing, and we really believe in it, and that's what really has been a little bit different because I've worked with a lot of people and they are passionate too, but the program itself uh, is a little bit, let's call it corporate. So we are a little bit off corporate and more into live, being alive. And one of the things that has been really, really amazing, which I think it's going to be a trailblazer for other volunteering communities, is what you created in terms of the WhatsApp groups. Because I had never, in 40 years, well, 30 years I have been volunteering, I had never had a WhatsApp group of volunteers of that organization. And you've created like 4 or 5 different WhatsApp groups on different subjects, and we are so involved in these groups, and we have become a community that helps itself, immediate responses by the community. And I see this because I came to pros.com, the larger organization, the father of this, the creators of this, the ones that are giving us, all the resources to be able to do this, which I love pros.com. I've always loved it. And what they did, which I loved, was those groups that they have created to answer questions, to give advice, to be part of communities. All that community that pros.com is so great at creating for their members, we have it in our volunteers community, where we have created these amazing groups of people that get together to solve each other's problems and to help each other. And to, for me, it's been a pleasure knowing about people who are in other parts of the world, and they put their houses, we have a group that's just a chit chat, just gossip, and seeing the lives of all these other volunteers, how they are, it's been amazing. So that is part of the thrill that I get with pro bono.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. And let's hope that your enthusiasm today inspires other volunteers to join us. So I wanted to say thank you for your time. Thank you for stepping up and being the first volunteer to give an interview. Hopefully there'll be many more, and we'll get to see the diversity of people across the world. So thank you, Claudia. That's been a great introduction.
Thank you very, very much, Andrea, and thank you, pros.com, for giving us this chance to be part of the international volunteer community.